Namaste. I wanted to take a moment to invite you into our next Dissolving the Ego course, which starts on the 18th. It's a Sunday, the 18th of July. It's a 4-week course and is designed based on my own awakening. It's 4 lessons, and those 4 lessons are form 4 fundamental foundational blocks to our awakening. Really, what our ego is a bunch of assumptions and things that we haven't perhaps been aware that we're believing that are holding back our peace, our love, our joy. And so dissolving the ego, we can do this in stages. Once we come to really understand these 4 fundamental lessons, as I did in my own awakening, then we'll begin to experience much more peace, joy, love, and the abundance that we've wanted in and as our life. And lesson 1 takes really a deeper look at how we can come to recognize the infinite nature of our real being. All of us come to our awakening wanting to understand what we really are, what's going to give us peace, that part of us that isn't going to expire when the body expires, when our body goes. But perhaps we've come with an assumption that we should already know how to do that. And lesson 1 is going to introduce 14 different ways. We can pick and choose any of them that we like, based on the Dissolving the Ego book, the 14 different ways to access that which is always here, that which is permanent, stable, unchanging, and really the foundation of all of this. So we're going to really just blast through some myths about meditation in lesson 1 and find out how simple it can actually be and direct, and come to a recognition that we're never really cut off from what we actually are. We might just be believing some thoughts that are getting in the way of that progress. And then in lesson 2, we're going to take our understanding deeper in the second week. We're going to look at how we come back to believing ourselves to be a separate being, how to deal with our karmic patterns. Why do we automatically go back into believing ourselves to be a separate being in time and space, and what can we do about that? And really it comes down to belief in cause and effect, and this is what we really dig into in lesson 2, the belief in a cause separate to an effect. And this is where we unconsciously buy back into the sense of duality and separation. So there is something out there affecting me in here, cause, effect, or cause in here. When I change in here, then out there is going to get better. And if you've ever tried that, which I'm sure you have, just like I did, you find that it doesn't work. And in fact, a lot of us find that our karmic patterns tend to intensify and get worse the clearer that we've seen what we are, because we're still inherently trying to resolve these patterns from a place of duality. So we'll dig into causality in lesson 2 and really look at contemplation as the second core, teaching us how to undo these cause and effect loops we have going on in our life. And lesson 3, the third week, is going to be some tools, some techniques, some tips to really come to recognize, as we do in lesson 1, the real self, but also to recognize that that's where we're already looking from, that we're not as someone traveling through time and space trying to get towards something, peace, awakening, that we're actually already looking from the place that we are trying to get to through ego, through our separate sense of self. And it's fundamental to have our identity shift from the sense that I am someone trying to wake up, battling through all of this resistance and karmic patterns, to I am the eternal self, which is simply watching these patterns dissolve in ego. I'm looking at ego. I'm looking from the self. That's the fruit of lesson 3, when we begin to take on these very simple exercises that we can use to confirm. Really, again, it's just an assumption that I'm looking at the self, and we keep experiencing that, not there yet, almost there, but not quite. And then lesson 4 is the fourth foundational block in our cornerstone of our awakening. And it is really to look at the final duality, or the first duality, which are the same, which is the sense that the silence, the unmanifest silence of our being, consciousness, awareness, the word noumenon we use in the Course, which just means that which isn't a phenomenon, that is separate to and different from the world of form, that form and formless are opposites. That's the assumption that our mind works upon, and mind cannot transcend that. And we'll look at some simple ways to really disprove that. And really, why do we want to do that? Why do we want to come to recognize that everything out here is the same, fundamentally the same, not different to or separate from that formless nature of our real being? Well, because then we will feel the same, whether we're in deep meditation with our eyes closed, or in the middle of a busy airport, train station, supermarket, a Christmas dinner with our family. We're not going to be believing that we're actually in a world full of separate beings that we have to relate to and respond to. We're going to be experiencing everything and everyone with the peace that comes inherent with our real nature. So those are the 4 lessons in a nutshell. And you get so much more than that. There are weekly Q&A sessions where you can send in questions for me or ask them live on the session if you can attend. You don't have to attend any of the sessions live. They'll all be recorded, and you can have access to those to either watch them again and again or download them if you want to save them. And there are daily nuggets of wisdom emailed to you through the 28 days of the course, just to help assimilate and understand each lesson as we're working through it. There are Sangha meetups run by students that have taken the course before, helping students assimilate the lessons even clearer, even deeper. There's a whole wealth of support. Really, the course is everything I wish I knew before I tried to wake up, and everything we need to know before we can wake up fully and completely and live effortlessly as the real nature of our being. So if you feel a call to really embrace your awakening, deepen your awakening, I would urge you to check out the course, see if it feels right for you. Booking closes on the 15th of July at 6 p.m. UK time, so don't delay if you want to sign up for the course. Just check out the description in the below the video. There'll be a link to the page, or go to helenhamilton.org and just scroll down to Dissolving the Ego course. And as always, I'll give you my love, my best wishes on a speedy and smooth awakening to peace, love, and joy. Thank you.